Kwenye level up na tunazidi tena sana kupandisha mzuka ya weekendi. Hivyo ndio ina happen each and every Friday on Citizen TV Kenya. So kuwa locked in always all the time. Na vile nimewaambia manze tuko na Mbogi kwenye studio. Mbogi ya power tena sana. The trial of Dedan Kimathi. Kwa wale wanajua story ya the late and great Dedan Kimathi. A hero manze. This one is a hero. Mimi namtambua. Personally namtambua. Ni one of the guys that walifightia independence yetu ya Kenya. So we have to recognize him. So tuko na Mbogi in studio, and of course sasa itabidi nimeswitch kizungu kidogo hapa. I have to speak in English, Stuart. You really got me there, by the way. You understand Swahili?
A bit.
A bit?
No, is that?
But I will not put you through that because I speak a lot of Sheng.
It's too early in the morning.
Glad to see you guys. So maybe you can do an introduction of yourself.
Sure.
Tell us who you are and why you're here.
Okay, my name is Stuart Nash. I'm the director and the producer of I'll Marry When I Want. Trial of Dedan Kimathi.
Yeah, man. Welcome in
Thank
studio.
you.
And of course, the lovely Polly Annie, she was dancing before that, by the way. I see your energy. We're rubbing off the right way. So maybe we can get your name and what your role is in this play.
Well, my name is Polly Annie Jerry. I am an actor in the trial of Dedan Kimathi, and I play Mudanwa Kirima and another character there.
I'm so excited about this. I can't wait for this, by the way. But come on, tune in to saizi to talk about the trial of Dedan Kimathi. Wacha Ibra tupeleke na rada tuone, at least get a feel of what we are talking about. Here's the trailer for the play Trial of Dedan Kimathi.
Kimathi and Mishere Mugo's The Trial of Dedan Kimathi is coming home to the Kenya National Theatre. See Kenya's struggle. Witness history come alive on stage from 19th to the 29th of June. Tickets available at View Tickets.
No, Matena sana, you have seen the trailer, but details on this, on how to get the tickets, of course, ziko pale kwenye View Tickets, but we'll be getting down on that. So let's talk about the trial of Dedan Kimathi. This is our hero, and I know there are streets even in South Africa, Zambia, Uganda. There are streets that are named after him. I mean, this is a hero. So let's talk about the beginning of all this. Where did this idea come from? Because I know the late and great Ngugi wa Thiong'o and of course Mishere are the writers of this beautiful play. So talk to us about it.
Actually, this came up by accident. It wasn't planned. It's really weird the way it happened. So we did a play of Ngugi's called I'll Marry When I Want, Gai Kadeda, in 2022. And we were working with Ngugi on a play of his called Mother Sing For Me that's never been done. But it had a lot of songs in it, and it was a really big play. And we had these dates booked for June this year. And we felt that the time we had wasn't enough to really do the show justice, so we moved that show to 2026. And I was in the reading of the Trial of Dedan Kimathi last year, and I just called Ngugi in January and said, look, we really like to do it, and he was like, yeah, like do it. And also we had an idea to do a Kikuyu version that's never been done before, so we actually commissioned a Kikuyu version to be done.
So we're going to have a Kikuyu version and the English version. And how long is this going to take? Like, what's the period that people can get to watch? Where is it happening? How are we getting the tickets? How much are the tickets?
Sure. So the tickets are, the show's at the Kenya National Theatre. It opened last night. So that's why we're all looking a bit, well, I feel like I look a bit tired. Polly Ann looks brilliant, obviously. Yeah, so it opened last night. And it's on till the 29th of June. Tickets are available at Kenya Buzz and View Tickets. Yeah, tickets are actually we have an advance price of 1,500 and 2,000 at the gate, but for the first time ever we've introduced a Gen Z price of 1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, we wanted to encourage youth to come to the theatre more.
And understand more about our culture and that. But I'd really love to know, how was the process of talking to Ngugi wa Thiong'o? Because I know you said you've been talking about this for a very long time. Yeah. Can you just loop us in on your conversations? Maybe still for us your conversations, what you guys are talking about.
So the first time I spoke to him, we were doing Gai Kadeda, and I remember watching a play, and I looked down at my phone and it said Ngugi wa Thiong'o, California, and I thought, I've got to take this. So I went outside, took the call, and that was in 2022, early 2022. And we've been in contact ever since then. Gai Kadeda was quite successful, and we were working on this Mother Sing For Me, and he was really I don't know, he was really active. You know, a lot of writers or playwrights, you get the rights to do their show, and then you never hear from them. They don't really follow up how you're doing the show or get involved. But he was actively involved in our show. We had a number of Zoom calls. I probably spoke to him like once a week, once every 2 weeks, to see how it was going on. And yeah, people don't think, I guess they just think, you know, we're doing his show and he's somewhere else and not involved, but he was actively involved. Like there were a couple of parts in the show, actually the scene that Polyan's in, where we felt we weren't sure what the time frame is because it's a flashback. How long ago was it? 2 years? Was it 6 months? So he was talking us through that, and he actually called. We had a rehearsal, and he called about 30 minutes before the rehearsal was happening just to check how the show was going and everything. And then he just passed on the following Wednesday. But he did a really beautiful recording for us, which is actually part of the show, about 3 days before he died. So that's really... it's really moving. I
know, the late and the great Kimathi Thiongo, of course, mad respect to him, and of course we recognize him. He plays a very, very great role in our country, of course. And maybe just to loop you in, Polyan, you're so lovely, energy is so high. What did you do?
I don't know, I said to her this morning.
I know, right? I saw her dancing when you were here, and I was like, that's my person. But maybe, Polyan, you can talk to us about this, how you were approached for this role, and what it really, really means to you. And what role are you playing in this great play?
Well, approached... I saw the auditions for the chair of Dedan Kimathi, and the assistant director is my friend, so he looked me in that there are auditions. So I showed up for auditions very early in the morning. I think I was the second person to audition. Unfortunately, I did not get the role that I auditioned for, because... What did you audition for? Girl.
Oh, no.
Exactly, yeah, because she's so young. But when I got a call that I have gotten a role, Modoniwa Kirima, I was super excited because this is a heroine. She was the only woman field marshal in the Mau Mau. So I was super excited. And I was super excited also to work with Stuart Nash. Like, I have a list of directors that I wanted to work with. And the first name was Stuart Nash. Oh. So
okay, thank you.
I was super excited for that. Yeah.
And do you feel like you're up to the task? Because I know, and I've loved the way you've been honest about this. You said that's not the role you auditioned for. Yeah. But now that you've been given another role, are you up to the task? Do you feel like you're going to bring out Modoni the way she was, her personality and everything about her?
Yeah, I'm not just playing Modoni. I'm playing also some warders, some mascaris. And at first, you know, it's a bit chaotic because you're not sure where the play is going, you're not sure about your character. But we started the rehearsals in February, so I've had all this time to talk to my uncles, to talk to my father, to talk to my mother, digging deep into the life of Modoniwa Kirima and what was happening. I even got her hairstyle. I tried as much as possible.
That's so personal, I know, right?
Yeah. And it's super exciting to embody this heroine, this Modoniwa Kirima, and it's a beautiful story. I know I auditioned for a different character, but I love doing Modoniwa Kirima and, of course, Wada. It's a beautiful role.
Yes, Stuart.
I just want to add something. This is a slightly unusual play in that all the lead characters, apart from Dedan Kimathi and Henderson, they're just referred to as man, boy, woman, warder. So when she says warder, it sounds like it's something really small, like she's in the back row of the ensemble or something, but it's actually a really prominent principal role. But it sounds less when you just say warder, don't you think?
Oh yeah, because most of the characters do not have names.
Yeah. So they represent something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so boy and girl, which are really big parts as well, represent the future. Something like that.
And I would love to know what goes through the mind of a director, a producer, when you guys are coming up with the roles. Maybe you guys are writing this, and the fact that, did you have like to research all about it, talk about it? What was going through your mind when you were thinking about this?
Well, obviously not being Kenyan, I had to do awful lot more research than someone like Polyan. But yeah, we really did a lot of research. Obviously, we spoke to Ngugi a lot. He was telling us that I think he said his brother, like, you know, the way it split families, and he had a brother that was in the Mau Mau and another brother that was a home guard. So we got a lot of backstory from him. We also engaged the head of research at National Archives and got a lot of anything that we were not sure about, because you know some of this stuff it's not just really available. So yeah, so we a Guy Peterson at National Archives was anything we needed to know. He was researching it for us in all the old archives at National Archives to get us all the information, so it's absolutely as authentic as possible.
And what should we expect from this play? Because I see it's from the 19th,
yesterday.
I think, it's like a whole week or something.
It's more than a week.
It's more than a week.
Yeah.
12 shows.
Yeah, 12 shows.
12
quite a lot.
shows.
Yeah.
How is this gonna play out, guys? Come on, just talk to me about it. 12 shows is crazy.
Yeah. Yesterday was really good.
Same characters?
Yesterday was nearly sold out. Today's completely sold out, and the others look like they're going to be sold out. So
are we going to have the same characters, or are you guys going to switch it up a little bit?
No, it's the same. So all the same actors play the show in English, or English / Swahili and Kikuyu. So like on Sunday, I only noticed this in the schedule yesterday. They've got one show in English in the afternoon, I think, or one show in Kikuyu in the afternoon and a show in English in the evening.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
What was the decision? I want to know why English and why Kikuyu / Swahili?
Because when we did Gay Kadeda, it was originally written in Kikuyu and then translated into English. But, you know, because Ngugi is a national hero, obviously Kikuyu hero, but a national hero, we wanted everybody in Kenya to be able to watch it. And then because that really worked, I don't think it's been done before where you have the same cast doing 2 different languages. I just asked Ngugi if we could do a Kikuyu version of this because it had worked well with that. So,
wow, I can't wait to watch it. So where did you guys say we're going to get the tickets? How much are the tickets and all that? Maybe you can give us details as we wind up on this.
Sure. The tickets are available at Kenya Buzz and View Tickets, and they are 1,500 advance, 2,000 at the gate, and a special 1,000 bob for Gen Z with ID.
With ID? I need to have my ID.
I've had people saying, you know, I can be Gen Z. And I said, but you're not, are you? He said, but I'm Gen Z in my heart.
But I'm Gen Z in my heart too.
And Gen Z in your ID?
Yeah, Gen Z in your ID.
Wow, that's amazing. I cannot wait to watch this. I mean, this is very important to our country, to our people, because he was a hero. And as I told you guys before, if you didn't know, Dedan Kimathi is recognized in South Africa, in Zambia, in Uganda. They have streets up for him. And also in our country, of course, we have a university, we have a street, we have his statue up, we have everything up. And I am really proud of my heritage. I'm proud of my country. And of course, our heroes. And that's why we are where we are today, because of such kind of guys. So maybe as we wrap it up, maybe any last comments that you want to make, Polian?
When people come to watch the show, it's not just about watching the show. Stuart Nash has a way of bringing spectacle to the show. So you will not just be watching actors, you'll watching the whole set tell a story.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing. Stuart?
I would just say come with an open mind, and people, I think, will learn things about what happened that they might not have known.
I can't wait, guys. This is going to be amazing. Get your tickets, guys. And I'm glad Ibra was getting the screen where you can get your tickets. Get your tickets now, manze. Usijipate huko nje. Zitakuwa sold out. Kenya Buzz, View Tickets, tikiti.co.ke. Get your tickets now. Na Gen Z mmesikia. Mko na tiko zenyu za thao. Kuna 1,500 ukikuja kwa gate, utapata na thao 2. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Can't wait for it. T-boy, twende kazi tukimalizia. Pandisha